If they stay home one day this month, we are days away from the budget address. One day they can send a clear message to the administration that enough is enough, Matelte. We have a situation in Marigot, Wesley, Woodford Hill, where blood-related medical attention is not paid to the people of this area because the vehicle that transports the blood from the facility at Marigot is broken down 3 weeks now. So if you have to make a blood test, you have to find the money to go to Roseau. They claim the budget don't pass yet, so government cannot put a bus in place to do that basic necessity in respect to health for the people of Wesley and Woodford Hill. That cannot be accepted, Matelte. We have a situation when these things are brought to the attention of the government, they turn their back. We have a situation, Matelte, where the Prime Minister is the leader of Parliament. He set the date, Matt, when Parliament meets. Yet last year, during the 2015-2016 budget address, immediately after he presented his 2-hour presentation, he walked out. Not 1 minute he spent sitting and listening to the rebuttal of the opposition leader. That is the level of disrespect that we in the opposition have to face. I am suggesting to the political leader, we cannot accept that. We cannot accept the Prime Minister walking out when he presenting his presentation. And that is where the disrespect starts. We have been crying license again, bus drivers again, transport owners. What about the city fence at Men's Hall? Our vehicles' lifespan has been cut by more than half. And this criminal enterprise continues to pretend as there is no problem, man. I am calling on the bus drivers that one of those days, you must pack your vehicles. The most effective machinery that can close this country so that the government will pay attention is vehicle owners. It is sad and shameful to see the condition of the roads in this country. And the surface, the main road, so you visit in Dominica, you see from the airport to Roseau look good, and you put your hand on your head and they're clapping, thanks God for Skerrit. Thanks God for Skerrit for what? Matt, thank you, man.
Thank you. Hello, talk to me. Hello.
Hey, Matt, good morning.
Yes, man.
Matt, that's a conversation I brought up a long time ago, but I'm telling you straight. If you have mismanagement in other aspects of the of running the country, you'll have mismanagement in the roads too. So even though he put on a levy for us to pay, that doesn't mean that we're going to get good roads, because it's all about mismanaging. He just cannot manage.
You would have thought that if more money is coming in for the roads, you can maintain it.
Matt, besides the more money is coming, remember there's an environmental tax on all vehicles that come in, especially when the vehicles are older, the more money you pay, So where is this money going to? Now, they say it's supposed to be going to solid waste, but look at the situation in solid waste. They don't even have vehicles to pick up garbage, so we have serious problems. Now, with the when you look at the asphalt, what the people of Layu went for that asphalt plant. Today, we're not seeing asphalt on the road, we're seeing concrete. And then the people that repairing the road with the concrete, they come with this cutter, cut a hole in the road, take all the debris that they remove from the road and put it on the sidewalk, or sometimes on the side of the road, and sometimes in the drain. So we have a serious problem there, and I don't think these are road engineers. These are those people that they pick up and they give a quick job, and they do a bad job at it. So when you see all these things going on, look at all the vehicle owners that are affected by this thing. So this is something I think we can come together on, the bad roads that we experience all over the island. So whether you call Tarish Pit, whether you call Silver Lake, whether you call Bath Estate, Roseau, Wallhouse, all these areas when you go. Mont Daniel, somebody mentioned Mont Daniel have good roads where the Prime Minister living now. I go to Mont Daniel very often, and the roads, the main road you drive up, it's bad. But when you go into the interior, it's worse. Some areas have no road at all. You can call it a horse track. And these are the things that we're experiencing, but all of us experiencing that problem. So we must put our heads together on that one. Let's not make it no political nothing, because all of us are affected, all vehicle owners and drivers are affected by it. And let us shut down this place. And until these guys don't give us proper roads, let's go at it. Because you cannot have people paying levy. You have high taxes on spare parts. You cannot afford to buy spare parts, and then you benefiting from the spare parts too, because there is taxes and on the spare parts that we buy. So all of you check is a win-win situation for the government, but it is bad roads for us. So we need to stand up and do something. There's always a saying that, there are peaceful ways to get. Look, we're asking for the roads for years now, and we're not getting it. So we need to do something to get our roads, because if we're asking and we're not getting it, let's get into action mode for us to get our roads. Let us shut down this place. Let us bring big, heavy equipment and shut down the main arteries of roads, and then this guy is going to give us some roads when we do that. And unless we don't do that, we will not get good roads. They will continue to mismanage the money. And that's what is happening to us. Have a good morning.
All right. Mr. Murphy, you're going to be quoted as being trying to incite. Are you still there? Well, we'll continue talking to you, Murphy, later. Hello.
Matt, good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. I support the caller before, not this one, the one before. Too much disrespect for the opposition in the parliament. Why is it they have to disrespect them like that? If they talk, they laugh, they chant them down. Do they think that they are better off than them? They are all the opposition, they are lawyers, they have their own business, and they are working for themselves. Too much disrespect, and they should do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody says, Matt, that's 3 million spent on the 3 million, yes? 18 million, my brother. 18 million is being spent on the bridge. Okay? That would serve us well in terms of road repairs. At least 3 million out of the 18. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
I have the answer,
What's the answer, Papi?
The answer is straightforward. If Dominica have to go forward, we must get Skerrit out of office.
All right, that's the answer. According to Papi, Leonard Baptist. Hello.
Good morning, man.
Yes.
Man, my concern, a serious concern, why is the bridge project being started at the start of the hurricane season? Will that make the money disappear faster?
Well, I don't know what was the idea behind building it at this time, in the hurricane season. Many people think it doesn't make sense. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Spelty, and how are you?
Yes, Mr. Zenval.
Matt, your very first caller said the thing right. I remember sometime about, I was speaking to a Rastaman, and some project was going on in Dominica, and he described it like that. He said, when you finance something, that is the end of it. You finance it, you finish. Maintenance is the real thing. Main, and he explained MAIN, is the main thing. So when you get money, you build a new piece of road or whatever, and it is financed, that is it. If you don't maintain it, and if you don't generate employment that you can get collect taxes from the people to maintain it, then you're in Ship Street. And the road all over Dominica is the same. Not only Wharton, Waven, or Girodel, all over Dominica is the same. If you pass through one, going to the airport, just where the Chinese are, there is a drain right across the road, and that has been so for about 6 years since I'm living in one. And in that guest house, that is one of the places they brought the people from the diaspora and hide them there and only bring them out to vote. So then the roads all over Dominica must be repaired, but especially in Waterways and the farming community, because that is what will generate employment. Tourism and farming. Waterways road should be like driving on oil, so that you can take tourists there to see what's happening in the valley, and then you have good roads going to your farm so that you can produce. As the farmer from Kahom said, the road in Kahom is deplorable. When you mainly have St. Joseph people and a few Salisbury people voting farming in Kahom. And it's those St. Joseph people who voted Labour. So, Matt, I am calling, as the brother from Wesley said, we need to demonstrate. The bus drivers need to shut down the country. Just decide, well, they're not flying any passenger for a day or two, and then let us get the government's attention. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much. These roads are in very serious, terrible conditions. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes.
Very good program.
Don't make this political. I mean, it's your road. It's my road. It's everybody's road.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm a politician, but let us look at it from the Dominican perspective in terms of our road network, in terms of even access to the country. I remember in 1994 that the bus drivers had protest action for maybe an increase of 25 cents or 50 cents on the fares, and now there was an increase of $150 on their license for road levy. And the bus drivers, I don't know what happened to them. They went quiet. But Matt, in terms of the roads, you heard what we were doing in Salisbury. But let me just even mention Layou Valley Road connecting Dominica from east to west. That road that passing through the Layou Valley, from the Layou Valley Bridge. And we have the abattoir on that road as well. Matt, and nothing has been done. They have some of the richest farmlands in the Roseau Valley, in the Layou Valley area, Chapara, Atlee, Niba, Layou Park, just name it. They're in that general area. And nothing has been done on that road. You have the Wana Road. The Wana Road, when you leave Wana, I mean, it's bad going up to Wana, but when you leave Wana, go into Sultan, Matt, that road is in a deplorable condition. It's one of the main connecting arteries from Roseau to Melvin Hall, or Roseau to the Layou Valley, or even to the east. Matt, then you take from Odelis right back to Buetica, or even as far as Delis. That is in the Poncassi, Newfoundland area.
Heading east, yes.
Yes, right. Going right back to Delis area, Matt. And that is one of the worst roads. And it's connecting about 10,000 people, including the hotel in Rosalie, to the rest of the country. Matt, that road is in a deplorable condition. You go through Bells. When you leave the Bells Primary School, go into the main Bells village, Matt. The river, the Bells River, eats up that road. It's in a deplorable condition. Matt, you leave Pichelin, going down to Grand Bay. That road is in a deplorable condition. Matt, the West Coast, we have 3 bridges, temporary bridges. You have the Point Round, Batali, Makushfi bridges. Matt, $18 million spent to break a bridge that was not an emergency. We have 3 other bridges leaving Roseau and entering into Roseau. You spend $3 million as well, Matt, on a by-election. Matt, $21 million so far to assist in ensuring that we have good roads. I have not even touched the Roseau Valley in Wharton Wavern area. I went up there recently, Matt. I can't believe that is one of our main tourist attraction to some of our best sulfur spots in terms of screws and all the others, tiers and all the others in there. And we have that bad road, Matt. Matt, in the heights of Salisbury, you have the ending of the segment 8 and the commencement of segment 9 of the Whitey Kubuli National Trail, Matt. And the roads are in a deplorable condition. So I just touched in some areas around the country, Matt, how we have poor roads and we have monies that could be utilized to enhance these roads being utilized to at least maybe buy people and buy elections, man. And I just want to touch one thing when the caller from the North made in respect to Parliament, where you have on several occasions, we are on the opposition side, sit down and listen to the Prime Minister make his presentation. And whenever the leader of the opposition or members on our side making the presentation, the Prime Minister is nowhere to be seen. Okay, we see it as a level of disrespect, members of the opposition, to Parliament and to Dominicans. Budget is around the corner. The Prime Minister will be making his presentation. We will be there. We are hoping that the Prime Minister will sit down and listen to the leader of the opposition. Thank you very much, Matt, and have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much. We'll take a final phone call, and then we'll go into another discussion until 9, and we'll continue to talk. Thank you. Hello. On the road conditions in Dominica. Yes.
Yeah, are you still on the road conditions?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, my brother. When there is a people that asleep and they don't know that they're asleep, it's really hard to wake them up, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like your Bible said, there's going to be people that's deaf, dumb, and blind. And the parable of Jesus telling people, y'all Jesus, let's follow me and let the dead bury the dead. So they knew that there was going to be people that are alive, but yet still they're dead. How long the opposition party been trying to wake the people up? And they refuse to wake up because they're asleep, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So the people have to make that decision. So this is why the government is doing the things that they're doing. And I just want to say big up to all the listeners. My brother, I was at the party this weekend and last weekend, and I never knew all these people listening to your big station, my brother.
Yes, everybody around the world is locked into this big station, Q905. But we'll continue to talk road conditions when we come back. We're going to take a break right after this.
More megabytes, better prices. Choose how you move on the go with Digicel's new best data value plans, starting from $2.50. Digicel has expanded your prepaid data options with the addition of 3 7-day data plans of up to 1 gigabyte, 3 30-day plans of up to 3 gigabytes, plus a 1-day and 14-day data plan. Activate today by dialing *140# and enjoy data plans at the best value. Digicel. Be extraordinary. This summer is turned all the way up with the biggest weeknight event, Reggae on the Boardwalk. Every Thursday evening from 9, Boardwalk Restaurant, Lubia Highway with Treed Hardway, DJ Matthew, Miguel Labadie, and the 10-finger General RS Digital. The hottest, latest, and greatest reggae and dancehall tunes, supported by Digicel. Be extraordinary as the fans, agents for Appleton Rum and Kira Vodka. Vibes Radio, the champion station, Kupuli Beer, and presented by Mira Entertainment. See you at Reggae on the Boardwalk this summer.
Why every time when you forgive me, you not give me a fee fight, yeah.
Have no fear? Yay! Summer is here. Let BF Inc. bring fun and cheer.
The youth series, great for you and all the friends of your crew.
There is so much you can do.
Sports and arts, and dance the day long. Public speaking, math, learn to write a song.
So come along and bring a friend. BF Inc. giving youth empowerment and more.
July 25th to 30th, 2016. Convent High School. Registration only $125. Registration only $125.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, 'cause I know everything's beautiful. It's the little moments that will make the perfect days, 'cause I know everything's beautiful. Nothing is wrong when I'm surrounded by love, 'cause everything looks good in my eyes. It's like my favorite song, I never have enough when my family's by my side. With Promax in my life, everything's beautiful. Everything.
Promax, every mother's favorite.
Locally distributed by AC Schillenford and Company Limited.
Our beloved island Dominica is now facing one of her most difficult challenges, recovering from the devastation and loss sustained in the wake of Tropical Storm Erica. In times like these, the collective resolve of a people is what sees them through. Digicel is committed to doing all that it can to see Dominica through this trying time. Digicel is with you, Dominica. Together, we will rebuild.
Dominica, get ready for Caribbean Hype. Caribbean Hype 246. 4 flags represented, but it's all about one beer. July 16th, 2016. Newtown Savannah from 5 p.m. till Caribbean Hype 246. On the lineup, Dominica's #1 booyah band, Triple K Global. Triple K Global. Ecstasy Band. Music juggling by DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Slim out of Trinidad. International soca artist Flippo.
Give me a little wine.
Flippo.
That's all I'm asking. Give me a little wine.
Flippo.
Tell me how.
And second star. Registration $45 at the gate, $30 in advance with proof of purchase of 6 Caribbean, $35 without, VIP $130 all inclusive. Sponsored by Smirnoff Electric, Johnny Walker, Ciroc Vodka. Tickets available at Whitchurch main office in Roseau. Contact 255-1120 for more info. Saturday, July 16th, all roads lead to Newtown, Savannah for the Caribbean High. Drinking responsibly is what matters. This all powered by Get a Sound. Partners Flow, Fort Young Hotel, Kyrie FM, Ardent Sound. Ready for Carib High. Carib High. Carib High. See you there.
All right, we're here. We're talking yoga this morning. Yes, I was just told maybe we should do some yoga so I could tell you more of my experience. But we have a full team around the table to tell us about that. Good morning to you. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Trudy Scott Prevost, and I teach for Rainbow Yoga. I teach at Ross Medical University. My yoga is a blend of African yoga, Indian yoga, Chinese yoga, and Tibetan yoga. And my goal is to show people the science of yoga, the scientific studies, as I do at Ross Medical University. I also just recently finished a consultancy on Ayurvedic yoga. It's a new TV show based in the Caribbean, and I was the consultant for the scientific studies.
But let us explain yoga in the most simple way. What is yoga? Yes, I'm asking you.
I think that if you ask 20 people, you get 20 different answers, because
that's interesting.
Yes, yoga is my belief of what yoga is it is a lifestyle, a health and wellness lifestyle. It includes the way you eat. It includes breath techniques, stress management techniques, movements of the body to prevent repetitive stress injury or to heal the body, and other concepts of social living. For instance, a person who studies yoga likes to treat everybody with kindness, and one of the commitments within yoga is do no one harm, and so that's why yoga is often being used in prisons. It can help people to stand back for a minute and be mindful before they create the action that they're about to create. So, like I said, many people have different ideas, but that's my concept. It's a health and wellness lifestyle.
And it actually helps you relax, from what I've gathered. But let's move to our next guest this morning. How are you doing? No strangers to the studio?
No stranger.
Just bring the microphone a little down. Right, here you go.
Thank you very
much. The brother is helping there.
Yes.
By the silk, yes.
Dr. Luce John. I've been a yoga teacher since 81. It's about 35 years. And I teach yoga on 30 McIntyre Lane in Goodwill. We will soon have another location to teach yoga with groups, because I just formed the club, the Patanjali Yoga Club, named after the founder of yoga. And after the years, yoga moved to different parts of the world, and many other people developed other parts, other areas of yoga, and it's as we have it now in the West.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Sil, what's your experience with yoga?
Well, not as much as Judy and
yes,
lovely lady here, but the 3 years and so on counting of experience from Judy and so on, I could say it is really a health and wellness lifestyle. It is not something that you just imagine. It is something that we live. For instance, a baby performs yoga to grow. So really everyone has the different interpretation of what yoga is, but it is really something to help with growing healthy.
But one thing I can already notice, after dealing with Judy and of course my friend here, you almost see, it's almost visual that people into yoga have a kind of a stress-less, relaxing approach to anything.
Positively.
There's one scientific study that shows that one hour class of yoga changes stress hormones in the body in a positive way. Just one class, 1 hour. you've lowered your stress levels.
So, what I notice is not strange, right?
No, it's not strange.
It's true.
It's almost like these people that relax and, stressless.
See, so if the people wondering, why is these people so cool and calm, and then it's inner peace.
Mm-hmm. And it's an inner peace.
Yes, and yoga assists with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know when someone is stressed, the person is tense.
Yeah.
Or if someone is angry or frustrated, they become tense. Yoga is, as Shruti rightfully said, is a science for relaxing the body, relaxing the mind, relaxing the emotions, just relaxing the individual and letting the stresses.
You almost feel it. Around you.
You do. Mm-hmm.
I notice that very often. When you do yoga, right? Okay. She said relax.
And if you check Mayo Clinic's website on stress management techniques, or Harvard Medical University site on stress management techniques, they're yoga techniques. And because I've studied yoga for well over 40 years and taught it for many, many of those years, you see that people are now taking yoga techniques and even renaming them, but definitely well-renowned medical universities are taking singular techniques, mindfulness, different techniques from yoga, and they're using them for stress. There's no doubt about it.
Because a lot of people tell me, I guess it's just a profession, trying to psychoanalyze me. No, I just noticed that you're different in terms of your whole approach and your attitude into doing things, and I notice anger very, very quickly. Even though you talk to me, I'd say, she or he not relaxed about something. You understand? So that's why I noticed, almost immediately that this person is stressful.
Just one point.
Yeah.
There are 8 limbs to yoga, and the first one is yama. And one of the points of yama is non-violence. The world is my family. And in the West, we say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a golden rule. That's the first rule of yoga. And that is what we hope to teach to the children.
All right. So you're introducing some new classes soon or something for the summer?
Yes, because I just organized a club, launched a club, Patanjali Yoga Club. And yes, we're going to be teaching classes starting about the 15th. You're just getting everything together.
Especially for children, you're targeting certain children?
Well, for everybody. But
almost hyper or what?
Because they are so hyper, and yoga can so easily get them to relax. So easy.
What is the age range?
All ages. Like he said, babies to yoga. And it's true, so true.
That's how they grow, man.
Yes, even when the baby is having colic, if the mother knows what to do, colic goes away. But you have to know what to do. You have to, that's it.
Judy, there are many people out there you may want to consider who are very angry. We're living in a very stressful times in Dominique. If you had to advice in terms of trying to get them to relax at home, what would you recommend as we speak for somebody to be almost relaxed?
Well, I'd recommend that they find yoga and some of the techniques from yoga. But, yoga isn't something, as Silk said, we're born with some of this knowledge. We're born with the knowledge of how to move our bodies as babies. For instance, taking a spinal extension, every baby puts their hands on the ground, lifts up their face and chest. And I think that we're born with some of the knowledge too. We just got to bring it back out on stress. So for instance, or anger, what did our granny say in Dominica? Take a deep breath if you get angry. Our elders knew this information too.
As simple as it sounds.
A lot of it. And, when you come to yoga and you practice, it's going to be pulling that all together into a practice. But stand back and take a couple deep breaths, like Granny said, and like the ancient yoga masters said. And one thing I'd like to bring out is that I don't know where, I'm not a historian, but I do know that in 1970, I went to a museum to study King Tut from Egyptian pyramids. And I was looking at that display. I already was studying and practicing yoga, and I saw people in yoga poses all over the place. And I think it's really important that we bring out the fact that there was a book written called The Book of Emerging into the Light in Africa, ancient, thousands and thousands of years ago. And that book says the same thing as Panjali's book, are very similar, written in slightly different ways, on how to have a healthy lifestyle. And I believe that there is, this evolved in various different cultures because it's inside us. We know these techniques, but we get so busy in this world today, we don't stop and take a deep breath. I have people I work with that are only breathing to their upper lung. They don't even use their lower lung. And so I think that take a deep breath. That may be your first step.
Is there some connection with food and yoga?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah?
I mean, food allows you to process thoughts. You know, depends on what you eat. You know how healthy your mind is. It allows you to process differently. So yes, food has a lot to do with it.
I definitely think food has a lot to do with it. Yeah, you're mindful before you eat, and they're showing that can help with obesity, many different things. You stop and think: is that food going to make me more healthy? Is that food going to give me what I need, or is that food going to kill me?
Conscious.
But we're hearing some, really startling reports lately, like, number of Dominican women are obese, and that's worrying, right?
And young people too, very young people these days,
especially women.
Our cancer rates.
That has some connection, Judy. Yeah?
Definitely lifestyle to a degree, lifestyle oriented.
All right, if you want to call us and ask a question, feel free. We're having a very interesting discussion on yoga this morning. 4493095, 4493096, and 4493097. Let's take a few phone calls.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you see, it's going to be difficult for people to maintain their body health in Dominica because the cost of living is so high and the wage bill is so small. So that in the case that people cannot afford to feed their body properly so that they could concentrate and do what they have to do to make their body feel right, okay?
Yeah, somebody's saying too that, living that lifestyle of good food and healthy foods as you describe it may be very expensive. Is that true, Judy?
I don't believe
Bring a little microphone a little closer to you.
Okay. My healthy foods are breadfruit, couscous, dasheen, wild spinach, purslane. Those are the healthy foods I eat.
Repeat those.
Dasheen, breadfruit, cassava, couscous. Those are my carbohydrates.
Are those readily available in terms of access?
In Dominica?
Yeah.
Wow, everybody I know, even in Jamaica where I was, we've got really good availability of those foods, and they're cheaper than an international imported food. And so yoga, I believe Lucia would agree with this, it promotes to find your own positioning in classes and physical movements, but you've also got to find your food in the area you're in. And eating local, that's my health food.
Lucia.
Yes, when we are hyper, or we are angry, or we are stressed, we dash for junk food. That's a fact.
That is true.
That's a fact. When we are more quiet, when we feel better within ourselves, we stop to think, what do I want to eat? And we reach out for something healthy. So the answer is people should take care of themselves. And here we are proposing to them yoga that they can practice every day, every morning, every evening, wherever they are. They can stretch, you understand, or do something and let the mind decide for them. Because when something is happening in the body, for example, there's too much sugar in the bloodstream, we start craving the sugar. The sugar is asking for more of itself. And what do? We do not even stop to think. We dash for the sugar. We dash for the junk food. We dash for whatever it is to make the situation worse. Here we are proposing something, a solution, yoga.
Yoga. Let's take a phone call. Hello.
Good morning, Madam Stelke Jr.
Good morning, yes.
And good morning to your guests.
Greetings.
You know, Matt, it's interesting. All the topical issues we're discussing yoga this morning. But let me say, they made a connection, Matt, with food and health. Now, Matt, could you imagine that our agricultural sector has been decimated? People like my grandparents lived 100 plus years, Matt. That is because, as she rightly said, of what they ate. Because they grew, and the food that she mentioned are exactly the kind of food that I knew my grandmother ate. All I had to add to that was sweet potatoes. Now, Matt, where now do we have? Matt, we have not emphasized. Now, you see, it goes back now, Matt, to education, the governance policy as regards health, Matt. But this is not just about somebody going and stretching and you're doing yoga. But it goes back to the basic thing. The health comes from the earth, the food that we eat. But when we import, Matt, could you imagine we import coconut milk? We go to the store and we buy coconut milk in tin, Matt. We buy, these chicken. We have no idea where the chickens were produced, Matt. When all you need to do is rent a little place and you get some chicken, you put them there in grass and things like that. Matt, this is not just a matter of somebody in the studio telling me, well, I want to do yoga. But it has to do with a government national health policy that must start with the food, the agriculture. We must produce, as she rightly pointed out, those foods. Maybe she's unaware that you can't get most of those things in Dominica at this point in time because the agricultural sector has been decimated. There is no concerted effort to resuscitate the agricultural sector, which we're going to require. Because in talking about health, we have to talk about the food that we eat, which is very relevant. To catch fish now, you can't get things like kulu and kai and bala and fraise along our shores anymore. Why? That it is all because we do not have a governance policy that addresses these issues from the basic, with a policy that should be integrated with health, with agriculture, with medicine, with everything else, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. Somebody's asking the question, the fees. I mean, you guys are going to go into a workshop, I guess, very soon. People need times, and because I guess everybody wants to be part.
Yes.
There's a health phenomenon, if you will, that's happening. People crave for good food, and
For instance, Matt.
Yes, tell me.
We had a health festival last week.
Yes.
Last weekend. I could ask how many Dominicans can say that they were present? Not many. How many of them know that it was going on? Many knew. So how many of them, my question is, are really interested in their health? And somebody said earlier it's expensive to maintain your food source in Dominica. I mean...
that kind of lifestyle.
Right.
This is an expensive way of living.
Is it really?
Well, I'm asking. I don't know. You guys look at like you have access.
Yeah, because for me, and like truly, those of us who are health conscious, I think it is a magnetism. You attract what it is that you are focused on. So if you are focused on healthy stuff, you're going to gravitate and pull those things along. If you focus on good, healthy living, you're going to be around in an environment that is conducive to your health, to sustain your health. So about dashing and fig and those things being expensive, if you understand health, you grow your garden, you have no worries about
a backyard garden.
Yeah, it's the easiest way. And a lot of us becoming lazy and dependent on other things, other source of our health. I mean, this is more important to us than anything else. Health should be. Why would we depend on some outside source that we're not even too clear or sure about? I think people need to be more conscious about what they're eating, their surroundings. Be, aware of your surroundings, and then you will find your food in your surrounding.
I agree. You're making some points about the workshops and the fees. Some people want to know about that.
Yes, I will put out the information because right now the club was just formed and we are just putting everything together. So I will make all the information available.
Okay, how soon?
In a day or two.
In a day or two,
yes.
Let me know. All right.
Yes, because very soon the classes are going to start.
You're going to make a point, Judy.
Just health and wellness in general, I believe, is very easily accessible, as Silk said, if you have a goal of that. And I wanted to just make a couple points on health. For instance, Zika. I just had Zika. I didn't even stop working. I didn't have fever or anything. I had the rash. I had a little bit of soreness in my hands. And they've shown scientifically that if you do yoga, your immune system is changed at a cellular level. Definitely. They went in and looked at the cells. So if you keep your immune system up by eating good food, by not stressing, by doing movements, and I have to say it doesn't have to be just yoga, but keep your body moving, then you, although I do believe yoga has a special side effect from blending the techniques, you can really change the health of the island. Yoga affects metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a precursor of three of our worst diseases, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, and cancer. So now, if you can do yoga and change your metabolic syndrome, change your metabolic rate, then you really have a chance of changing the general health of yourself, your body, and maybe, if we get more people practicing yoga, the island. Think about it financially. You may put a little more money into your breadfruit now, but are you going to pay money? I haven't been to a doctor since 1980.
Exactly.
That's the last I was to a doctor, and I must say it was to birth. It wasn't because I was sick.
True.
The last
In
time
1980.
The last time I was to a doctor because I was sick was in the 1970s, when I was in my 20s and hadn't quite found my health and life, my healthy lifestyle as I have now.
You're doing pretty well.
Well, I know that you can live a very healthy lifestyle and get sick.
Without interfering in Trudy's concerns, can you believe that Trudy is much more flexible than I am?
I saw her in some sitting positions. If I had to be in those positions, I'd be down there still.
Exactly.
61?
So, yeah.
I'm 61.
And she can curl that body.
And I can lift weights. In fact, they've shown if you don't stretch your muscles, you can, and you don't learn to release them, which is very unique to yoga. Yoga doesn't teach you to just strengthen and lengthen. It teaches you to release your muscles.
Right.
And if you can't release them, you can't go to your max in weightlifting. I can balance my whole body on my hands at 61. So there's strength in yoga.
Balance your body on your hands.
And I can make you sweat until it's dripping off you with yoga. So yoga's not just this gentle exercise. It is whatever exercise you need, and you adapt it. And, a good yoga teacher is always adapting the class to meet the needs of the student. So I get strength, flexibility, and stress management from my yoga. And for me, it's worked.
She can balance her body on her hands at 61. Hello, talk to me. Maybe you too can. Try it out. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
And good morning to Silk and the lady in the house with you.
Yes.
Let me say, Silk, and that's moving there. I want to register that I was at the ITIL Fest.
Like my brother. I remember.
Yeah, more than that now, I was on the street a while ago and I had my earplugs on. And I heard the lady mention the foods that she eats. The foods that she eats is readily available right here. But she mentioned one thing that is at the market and a lot of people are not paying attention. It's purslane. And I want her to really touch on purslane because it has a lot of vitamins also packed with a lot of omega-3s. It is one of the plants that has a lot of omega-3 that people doesn't know about and that we need very much in our system. So I want her to touch on that for us, please. Have a good morning.
Yes, you can just tell us about the food that you just spoke about, babe.
Yeah, purslane is a weed, grows here, but we also used to grow it in our gardens. And one of the things that blew me away, I studied vegetarian cooking throughout the Caribbean in 1981, and I saw, when you went to market, tables of greens, and we're not doing that again. We used to eat the vine spinach, we used to eat the purslane, we used to eat the plantain that grows close to the ground. We put all those spinaches, wild spinach, we put them all in our food, and we've gone away from that. And like he said, that purslane, the highest source of omega-3s in the plant kingdom. We could be eating that on a daily basis, it growing like a weed here. I could go out and find it right in Roseau on the street. But if we grow it in our garden, it gets bigger. And I highly recommend, if you're coming into menopause, eat it. If you want to have omega-3 levels in your body as just a healthy man, woman, or child, eat purslane.
All right. Purslane. Go look for it in the market, okay? Hello. 4493095. We'll be wrapping up our discussion. Very interested. Of course, all our telephones are going here this morning. So people are really interested in just changing their life around there. Hello, and becoming healthy. Hello. Are you there?
Yeah, morning, Matt, and morning to your guests.
Yes.
The stretching, Matt, the gentleman talk about the stretching is a very good thing. You say you do the stretching, Matt.
Yes.
Say for 15 or maybe half an hour, you box in a sweat of relaxation. And when he talk, and to tell you the truth, I would like to see that lady because we doing some exercise in our community, and I would like to do the yoga, but we just haven't got the tools that we need. So I don't mind if she would just come up, even though it's for 15 minutes.
Just to show you guys some simple stretches. All right. That's right in my neighborhood around the health center. But I will get in touch with you for you, Fafa, okay?
All right, yes.
All right. Is there a number?
225 2005.
2005. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Matt.
Uh-huh.
Good morning to your guests in the studio.
Yes. Great.
I'm always excited, Matt, when I hear people speak about a healthy lifestyle because, and you made the point here, we here in Dominica, we have a special case where we are in need of changing our lifestyle to making it a healthy lifestyle. Because you see, we speak lifestyle and people start thinking, oh, it's all this big living. No, the healthy lifestyle, as the people have spoken about, it's about what you eat, it's about the state of your mind, it's about exercising and keeping that body as it should be. But one thing that should be added here, Matt, is that, yes, in order to eat healthily, we must eat healthy food. And the healthy food must start with growing healthy food. So it's important that we recognize that we grow and consume organically grown food, because the lady spoke of dasheen and so on, but I'm sure she will agree with me that if you eat that dasheen that is grown with all types in soils with pesticides and weedicides and fungicides, when you eat that dasheen, I know you will agree with me, it is not a healthy dasheen. So it is important that we recognize that the body, nature revolves around nature, and the body needs natural things. The food must be as natural as possible in order that we ensure that we're getting that healthy food. And I will end by saying I agree with them. In Dominica, it is not expensive, Matt. It's not, and certainly not any more expensive to eat healthily in Dominica than it would be to go to the grocery store and constantly buy all these commercially grown things that are not healthy for us. Have a great day, and thank you again to your guests. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Well, it's becoming a very interesting discussion here. It's clear everybody wants to live the healthy way. But as I said before, many people say it's expensive to live that way. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
A lot of us, we maybe know it as bebel potato. Maybe they could describe it so other people don't know that name.
What you looking for?
Bebel potato. Children used to play with it for little.
That is true. That is very true.
You know what she's talking about?
Very much so.
Okay.
It is it grows towards the surface of the soil, and it really looks like a small potato in a sense. And I don't think the children this day understand it nor recognize it, because I don't think they were usually, into that. But when we grew up, we played with it, we ate it just like that. We took it for potatoes, as this lady is saying, bebel potato. So it's something that the generation before or after our parents.
But Judy, a lot of people in Dominica, you hear them, boy, I love my meat. What can you use as a replacement for the meat? You've been a vegetarian, I've known you, and of course I'm very close to your daughters for a long time, and you've been living that way.
I am a vegetarian from choice since I was 15, 16 years old. In those days, there weren't very many vegetarians. Now there are millions in just North America alone. And I have had a very healthy lifestyle from that. Like I said, it's been very good for me. I believe that you have to go inside yourself. This is my personal belief. This would not be considered the yoga belief. You have to go inside yourself and find how it's right for you to eat. There is a B12 issue. You either choose to get your B12 from dairy as a vegetarian, from a pill as a vegan, or from fish. And personally, I step back, even though I don't eat fish. I eat seaweed instead of fish. And I think you have to find your own healthy lifestyle.
And get a seaweed right here.
And so I think you've got to find that.
Yes.
And so I myself completely replace meat. I've had no problems with protein. I have very strong bone health. The calcium, I don't have a problem. And I've used beans, seaweed. I use bread nuts. I use coconut. I use coconut every day. What else?
You get the B12 from the bread nuts?
B12 you cannot get, to what science says, from any plant-based food.
Okay.
So that's why most vegans take a vitamin for B12.
Okay.
There may be some people who disagree with me on this too, and you know that science changes. At least I saw that. At my age, you get to see that. It changes the ideas, but that's the basic idea as far as science is concerned now. But I get my B12 from the odd dairy product, and that's where I get most of my B12. I don't take a vitamin pill. Haven't ever.
All right, thank you very much. Phone calls, I will come back to you because we have to wrap it up. Here. Hello.
Blessings to you, King.
Yes, I.
Are you doing some handstand right in the studio?
Judy says she's going to help me with that one.
Anyway, blessings to Silk and Valde. What's the name again? Not Valde, but it's anyway, everybody in the studio, blessings.
Lucia, you're looking for.
John.
Yeah, Lucia John. Dr. Lucia John.
The other empress that is there as well. Blessings to you all. It's very interesting, Matt. These days, it becomes a lifestyle, being on some prescription drugs. Because if you're not on some prescription drugs, you're out of style, Matt. You're not in style. And I'm saying the psychology of marketing, advertising, or advertisement, it is very, very powerful where somebody, it's the mindset and the way it's done in a very subtle way. If you come at my home and you're not seeing bottles, boxes, tins, and plastics and all of that in my cupboard, I am out of style. After my macaroni and cheese, I need to make my lasagna. Everything has to be in style. And it seems like a lot of people are not thinking of longevity. They think about just living. Life is short, so they just want to live for a short moment. So everybody, it seems like that is not done by the universe or what we call God, where there is a high level of unawareness or unconsciousness, where people do things and they really don't think why I am doing it, what it is doing to me when I do it. These are not questions. It's just about my daily occupation, whether it is employment or whatever they're engaged in, and the returns, the reward. That's what it is. It seems like a lot of people are just walking around so unaware. And really and truly, it's not about healthy foods or what they eat and what they don't eat. It's about their daily survival. Poverty may have to do with it as well. And a lot of people talking about how it's expensive to eat healthy. It's a mindset. That is what you put to your mind. And you may have heard other people said it. So you're just repeating it. And really and truly, is it true? So we need to examine a lot of things and the way the Western world has infiltrated with its own philosophies and ideologies and concepts into the minds of people who have lived the natural for many, many years. And now we want to do everything based on what they tell us to do or what they're doing. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you for adding to that discussion here. What's the name of that herb that you spoke about in the market that, you
Purslane.
eat? Purslane. Can you spell it for us? Because
P-U-R-S-L-A.
Repeat?
P-U-R.
P-U-R.
P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E.
Okay.
It's one of many names it has.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take another phone call. I'm trying to wrap up the discussion, but the telephone calls are coming in and making it even more interesting. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Yes.
I want your guest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know for sure yoga is very good. I did transcendental meditation. It is very good for the brain. You control the brain very seriously. You get no illness, nothing at all. If you take good things in your body, especially, they call cactus, they call it watchet. I wonder they know about that. It's very good for the body. The iodine, potassium, magnesium, fiber, and your body needs iodine every day. Check that out, man.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, I'm sure they will agree with you.
Yes. I would like to add a point here about nature, connection with nature that we're talking about. When someone is not connected with nature, we've lost our connection with nature, it simply means that there are stresses in the system. It simply means that we are off base. And what brings us back, in connection with nature? Yoga. 8 limbs of yoga. Yoga. Getting the mind to relax, getting the body to relax, get out the stresses. And when we do that, we automatically find the foods, we automatically crave the foods that will keep us healthy. Now, where there is demand, the supply will follow. We may say, the government this or government that, whatever, but we can look into ourselves. We can work on ourselves as individuals and find the foods that are good for us, the foods that are in the soil, that grow in the soil, that grow in Dominica, and automatically, if the demand is there, people will grow these foods, and we will see that we have enough foods for people to eat. Now, I would like to say a word of thank you before we finish to the Ministry of Health, especially the Division of Health Promotions, because they are really behind this. They see the need. They see that the people are really suffering with all these, chronic illnesses, and they want yoga to be out there. And the High Commissioner of India to the CARICOM asked me to, create this club, which I did, and we're going to try to bring all yoga practitioners together so we can really move out to the island, so we can really get yoga in the schools, and do it in the, companies, yoga for adults, for elderly, and teach people how to cook. That's something we really want to do. Teach people how to cook. We'll do Indian
That's part of this
cooking,
club exercise.
Yes.
Teaching you how to cook the green way.
How to cook, yes. And how to do it fast also, because you can have a meal in 15, 20 minutes.
And green juices are becoming a big thing as well.
Teach people how to use the herbs around their houses. Teach them how not to poison the herbs. Not to put Gramoxone Roundup on them and then go back and pick the herbs to make tea for medicine. Teach them how to not to poison it and then go back and walk barefooted. The children are walking barefooted in it, bring it into the house, and then they fall sick. So all this will be the activities of the club.
All right, the new club formed around yoga. And of course, it will be a nationwide thing, as I'm hearing there from Lucia. So it's becoming a big thing. But as we speak, I think some workshops will be on pretty soon,
yes,
Lucia.
Pretty soon.
Again, you don't know the price just yet.
No, not just yet, because we're just putting it together. We just from the club, we're putting everything together. And one other word, I would also like to thank the High Commissioner of India, because he is going to help put it into the schools. He said he would like to have some teachers, some school teachers, to come to India. He's going to sponsor this, take them to India, teach them yoga so they come back and teach in the schools.
All right. Hello, talk to me.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Matt, and your guest.
Good morning to you.
A question I would like to ask. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, let me ask you, what is Purslane?
Yes, everybody want to know what Purslane. Judy, you've just generated a whole discussion.
Allow me to come back someday.
Yes, I will talk.
The scientific name and the local names. I do that as part of my health and wellness program. I also teach cooking workshops, herbal medicine workshops. So does Silk.
Yeah.
And I will come back with the scientific name for that and the local names.
Come back soon, Lucy.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Blessed and peaceful day to the people and to the listening audience. Health should be our wealth. It should be our priority. A healthy nation is a healthy people is a healthy nation. And we should do enough research and eat healthy food so that we may be healthy, to avoid us from going to the doctors. We just give us poison in our system. Thanks. Very good program and keep it up. Please.
Our beloved island, Dominica, is now facing one of her most difficult challenges, recovering from the devastation and loss sustained in the wake of Tropical Storm Erica. In times like these, the collective resolve of a people is what sees them through. Digicel is committed to doing all that it can to see Dominica through this trying time. Digicel is with you, Dominica. Together, we will rebuild.
Hello, good day.
Yes, Mr. Peltig.
I'm here.
To you.
Yeah, I know you're gonna love this discussion that you.
I always, my brother, anything I have to do with your spirituality and oneness with self and nature, it's always in my interest. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful exercise. The yoga, like I said, keeps you in your spirit, get to know your spirituality, oneness with nature and oneness with self. But you know, on island, I think that they should really, really concentrate on introducing it to the police officer and the government official, because it's stressing the whole country. So they should introduce that to them. They're going to need it. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day, too. We'll take one final phone call, and we'll wrap it up with our guest. Hello.
Morning, Matt, and morning to your guest.
Yes.
Studio. You know, Matt, I'm a very, very practical person, and I always look at life on a very, very practical nature. I have nothing at all against, organic and things, pesticide and stuff like that and so on. But the fact about it is that let's look at the reality here. That you want to prepare 1 acre or even half an acre of land to plant vegetables. And you tell me that I must not use pesticide or weedicide rather to destroy the grass before I plow. Now, if I have to weed by hand that half acre of land to begin to plant my vegetables, you know how much time it's going to take me to weed that area by hand, and the fact about it is that you know exactly how it is now.
But if it's good for you, why don't you do it?
Farm labor as a matter of...
No, my friend, I'm asking a question. If you know it's good for you, it's even part of the exercise that you do on a day-to-day basis to get into the organic farming. If you know that it's good for you, you don't think you should do it?
I'm not talking about a little backyard area, I'm talking about...
If each and every one of us do peas, then it's a good way to start. I mean, we're not talking mass production here. We're talking simple backyard gardening to do your own stuff.
Yes, that is why I say I'm a very practical person, because you have to be bending and stooping to weed that half acre or an acre of land by hand before you can begin to plow.
My brother, I'm just giving you some advice because we don't have too much time. If it's good for you, then, why not do it? Yes, Lucy, we're talking about... Yes.
One of the things that we have to remember when we use pesticides is we are not going to eat this food alone. We are sharing it with the entire island. And science has shown that one of the things that are found in cancer cells is pesticides. So why not be responsible and stop throwing this poison out to other people?
All right. Let's go around the table and wrap it up here. Then talk to me, Judy. Yes, because it's getting more heated as we go along. Go ahead.
Okay, I would just like to say that we have to remember that this is not something new. If we look at how our centenarians lived, they lived a yoga lifestyle. They ate local, they ate healthy, and most of the centenarians I've studied, and I've been studying them since way, way, way back, they all said one of the reasons they were healthy is because of the clean water, the clean air, the fact that they were physically active all the time, whether it be dancing, whether it be working in their garden, and the fact that they didn't eat a lot of chemical or didn't use chemicals. They often will say that, the centenarians. And so I think this is not a new concept, the health and wellness, and I just think we need to bring it back because we got wrong info. We were told avocados weren't good for us. I remember that. We were told not to eat our cacao. Now they've got scientific studies showing cacao's good. We were told not to eat our carbohydrates. They now have scientific studies showing our carbohydrates are so much better than white rice. There's just no comparison. So this is not a new concept. I would also like to say thank you to the minister.
But who's saying that? Because there's always some conflicting reports. That too much carbohydrates. Some people say.
From outside, man.
I think we need to come back and do a healthy food, separate thing.
Yes.
And I will come with the scientific studies on our foods and how they have shown how good for us they are. And so that's one thing I'd like to say. I'd also like to thank the Ministry of Health. They have supported us right from the start of International Day of Yoga last year. Last year we had 19 free classes island-wide. On top of that, we had at least another 15 classes for small groups. And this year we didn't do as many, but we're going to be back big with the help of Ministry of Health. I really respect what they have done island-wide. And I'd also like to thank the Prime Minister of India for getting this started. He's the one who brought it up in the United Nations to have this day of yoga, and it's gone big. All over the world, people are doing it together. And I'd also like to say that my classes have no religion. I have a number of people come to me and tell me.
Where are your classes, Judy?
My classes are island-wide. I teach in Calabishi, I teach in Portsmouth, I teach in Silk, and I both are teaching in Roseau. And I'd also like people to, our classes are non-religious. They are not Hindu-based and they're not Kemetic-based. Our classes are focused on the health and wellness and the science. And then the last thing I'd like to say is go out there and do one little step. You know, you think you can't afford to eat, well then go and buy one thing a week. And I guarantee you that it will build, it'll get bigger and bigger, your interest in health and wellness. And the last little thing I'd like to say is your brain. Your brain changes on yoga. They've done a scientific study and they've shown beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you do yoga, you can actually move a cursor on a computer from left to right without your hands, with just your brain. I can show you that study much faster. People who do yoga's brains are different as well as their body.
All right, very interesting as we move along. Let's take a phone call. Yes. Quickly.
Morning.
Yes.
Again, Matt, we're talking about food, but we ain't talking about water. Like the water under the cliff, it has its own mineral. That's the best water than the one coming up from the tap.
Natural water, yes.
Food.
Yeah. What is what? You say? Yes, what is food?
Water and air is food.
Hello, talk to me.
Matt,
Yes, quickly.
the local name for porcelain is coupier.
Oh, coupier.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Thanks for that, bro. Thanks for that.
Okay, love.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Matt,
Yes.
I want you don't tell me about the cactus. You should know about cactus. That's all.
Cactus. Well, they'll come back for another session. What food is good for you, okay? And another occasion, but we have to wrap it up. Lucia, you can give us the wrap this morning?
Yes, I would like to thank you and Q95 and the Health for supporting us in bringing yoga together, organizing it, and having it get over the island. And just one word on yoga means union. And you know, when we say, this person is scatterbrained or something like this, yoga brings a person back together, wholeness, health. And that is the way to go. I think everybody will recognize once they start doing yoga and they start feeling better, they will recognize that that is the way to go, because right away you feel for the foods that you should eat. You feel for the things that you should do. You feel that the things that are wrong are wrong. So I think yoga will be good for everybody.
Folks, I must say that was a very interesting discussion this morning, and we'll come back to talk about food and your health sometime soon. It was a pleasure, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, summer is here. Let BF Inc. bring fun and cheer.
The youth series, great for you and all the friends of your crew.
There is so much you can do.
Sports and arts, and dance the day long. Public speaking, math, learn to write a song.
So come along and bring a friend. BF Inc. giving youth empowerment and more.
July 25th to 30th, 2016. Convent High School. Registration only $125. Registration only $125.